This is Carl Eller, and you're watching the One Bar and Lupagus show.
All right, welcome back to the One Bar and Lupagus show. I'm Lupagus, and today we are skoling with the enemy. Even though he's been on the show so much, I feel like he's more of a friend than an enemy. But this week, make no mistakes, we are enemies. We got JTuck from Cowboys Fans Only. JTuck, how are you doing?
Yeah, what's going on, my guys? What's going on, Vikings Nation, Cowboys Nation? Like I said, it's not really enemies, man, because I've been on your show frequently, and you guys are coming on my channel, man, so it's all love, man. But here we are again. Like, we were just talking about it off camera that we faced you guys last year, but we're back with another matchup, and I think it's going to be a fun one on Halloween night.
Halloween night. Let's start there. This game's on Halloween. What's your favorite Halloween candy? What are you stealing from the kids' bags?
Laffy Taffies goes first. Skittles goes first, or Skittles, Laffy Taffies. I like kind of like the fruit type candy. I'm not much of a chocolate guy, man. So Skittles, a lot of people hate them, but I love Dots candy. They stick to your teeth a little bit. Dots, yeah. The Tootsie Rolls, they're like the flavored kind.
Flavored
Tootsie
ones.
Rolls.
Yep.
Yeah, man. So my kids already knows what's up when they come back. So,
get more of the chocolate.
And of course, gummy bears, man. So
one thing with the Tootsie Pops, why don't they make the flavored Tootsie Pops with the flavored Tootsie in the middle? It's always the nasty chocolate kind that no one likes.
Yeah, I just don't like the Tootsie Roll chocolate. Like, it's just nah. Yeah, keep those. You can keep the candy corn, all that extra stuff, and but.
All right, good. I'm glad we got that out of the way. That was really on my mind all day long. All right, So Cowboys 5-1. They lost the first game. They won 5 in a row. Is it safe to say this is the best Cowboys team we've seen in recent memory?
It feels different. But yeah, think about it. We go back to 2016 and Dak and Zeke's rookie year. We went on a run that was similar, finishing the season 13-3. So we've been on these types of runs before, but I feel like with this Cowboys teams, you're seeing it more high octane, especially on the offensive side of the ball. I mean, to be ranked top, 3 in scoring, passing yardage, and also rushing attack is something that we haven't had in Dallas. So I would say that when it comes to this team, it feels different. But as we're going to talk about here in a second, I'm personally not sold on our defense yet. So before I can really say this is the best team I've seen in recent history, I really have to see this defense take a clear leap forward, which we haven't seen yet.
So you're still saying that, right now, this team is definitely stronger in offense?
Yeah. We're still very heavily loaded on offense, and offense does a lot of the carrying. I feel like we haven't been tested really besides week 1 versus Tampa when it comes to our defense. And I feel like you guys are going to be our newest challenge because you're going to give us more of a balanced approach, which we haven't seen this far.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. So let's go back a little bit before we talk about the game itself. What happened with Jalen Smith? That kind of came out of the blue with him he was released, right? His flat out cut. I didn't see that one coming as kind of an outsider. Is this something Cowboys fans that you saw coming, or was this catch you guys off guard too? And why did he have to go to the Packers?
Jalen Smith is an interesting player, right? So we all know his story coming out of Notre Dame. And at that point, Cowboys fans loved Jalen Smith due to the story, what he overcome. But soon as Jalen Smith got his money, he had a target on his back amongst the Cowboys fans. Now, we all know that we did draft Micah Parsons, but to be honest with you, Jalen Smith was a decent middle linebacker. He wasn't the greatest, but he wasn't horrible as Cowboys fans wanted to make him seem. So what really happened is that they had a clause in Jalen Smith's contract where if he was to get any type of cleanup surgery or any kind of minimum type ordeal as far as the injury is concerned throughout this season, we would be on the hook next year for Jalen Smith. So I think the idea, once we added Micah Parsons, also Jabril Cox, and we brought in some other linebackers, that we wanted to move on from Jalen Smith, but we didn't want to be on the hook for that clause. And so what I've heard internally was that the Cowboys went to Jalen Smith. It's like, hey, you have this clause. Can you get rid of it because we don't feel comfortable moving forward with it? He said, nope, absolutely not, and rightfully so from a player standpoint. And they said, okay, we're going to have to release you. So he went to Green Bay. I feel like he's going to be a decent player for the Packers. It's going to take him some time to rev up, but if you watch on Twitter, man, like Jalen Smith is the public enemy of Cowboys fans because he did switch to that forbidden number 9, and once he did that, man, it was a full-on attack where the Cowboys fans did not stand him. So, But he's a great guy, great leader, great mentor. He's going to give you effort. Is he what he was in 2018? Absolutely not. But he's going to be decent for the Packers for the future. So it's a great pickup.
Love hearing that. Let's make the Packers better. Vikings fans love hearing. Again, I'm here with JTuck from Cowboys Fans Only. Should be a familiar face. His link to his page is down in the description. Be sure to give him a follow, or at least hop on his live and give him a good harassing this week. All right, so talk to me about Dak.
Well, let me before we dive in, let me ask you a question. So you guys got one of our players who was public enemy number 2 in Xavier Woods. How has Xavier Woods been holding out for you guys this far this season?
He's been all right. He's been he hasn't been a liability. He's not like sticking out like Bashad Breeland, who's looked pretty awful most of the season. Hasn't had many big plays either. He has 1 interception. I think he's got a couple flag for some hits to the head. But overall, he's been fine. Like I say, he's not really sticking out positively or negatively. The one former Cowboy who's been amazing is Everson Griffin. So thank you for letting him go.
Yeah, Everson Griffin's already chirping at us on Twitter and online.
Right. I love Everson.
Everson Griffin's a weird story. Like, I don't know. He has a hatred towards the Cowboys fans because we were extremely vocal because we were excited when we got him last year, but it just didn't work out. We released him, but he went to Detroit too as well, and so it didn't work out there. So obviously it wasn't our fault. So, but Everson Griffin was going back and forth with the media already, man. So he's gonna be revved up this game.
Oh, and before we signed him, he was tweeting at us saying Kirk Cousins is ass. So I don't know what it is with Everson Griffin.
Right? Yeah, man. I don't know, man. Like, what does he really want? So
the dude looks like he did 5 years ago, though. He's playing at a very high level, and I think the Vikings he's getting more reps every game than we thought he would. So. Hopefully he can keep it up this Sunday against you guys. So Dak Prescott, he's back from the injury. He looks good. And now he kind of tweaked his leg again last game. What's the status? 100%. And how have you been impressed with him this year with how he's looked?
Yeah. So as far as the injury is concerned, I guess it was a calf strain. I think it's going to be minimal. He did have the boot, but we've been seeing recently he didn't have the boot on today at practice. And so it looks like he's going to be a go. Now, of course, you never know until you have to press it, but I just knowing Dak and the competitor that he is, he's going to be ready for Sunday. And by all means, man, I've been ecstatic about what I've seen from Dak Prescott thus far. Even going back to week 1 versus Tampa to kind of be limited with the ankle, but also had the shoulder thing kind of linger on throughout the preseason and also through camp to come out there and really set things on fire versus Tampa, throwing 50 plus times. Like, Dak Prescott's been an incredible boost to our offense, but not only our offense, man, just our team morale. Like, it just feels different. Like, as from a fan perspective, player perspective, just everything around the Dallas Cowboys feels different than it did last year because we have 4 out there, man. So Dak is definitely playing at an MVP rate right now, which you got to be excited about.
Yeah, I'm super excited to go against Dak with no Patrick Peterson, making me super pumped on the receivers. All right, so who's been like the biggest surprise in the Cowboys this year? The guy who's playing at a level you just didn't see coming?
That's hard because I wouldn't say surprise, but if I had to say, because I was going to say Randy Gregory, but I kind of expected Randy Gregory to have the season that he was having. I would say J-Ron Kearse, and J-Ron, a guy that was played for you guys. So J-Ron Kearse has been an outstanding addition for the Dallas Cowboys, playing the safety position in absence of Donovan Wilson, who's been out with injury. But I mean, tackling, getting after the quarterback, covering the tight ends. He's been pretty much a jackknife for our defense and Dan Quinn. So if I had to say the biggest surprise would be J-Ron Kearse, man, he's off to an incredible start and a guy that I definitely want to bring back next year.
Yeah, I was always a J-Ron fan. He kind of fell in Mike Zimmer's doghouse and wasn't used much at all, mostly on special teams. But he came in a couple years ago. We were losing against the Broncos, and they were horrible that year. And we were doing pretty well. And then he came in and made like 6 plays in a row to pretty much save that game. So he's a baller. I do like J-Ron.
Yeah, with that size and athleticism, man. I call him like a Madden glitch because if you play Madden, I use J-Ron Kearse a lot, man. To have that height and that length, man, and speed out there, he's doing a lot for us, man. So I would say that would be my biggest surprise.
All right, so I want to talk about another guy who's getting a lot of national attention with his interceptions, Mr. Trevon Diggs.
Yeah.
Is he that good? Is he lucky? And how is his coverage? Because I believe that is maybe something we could attack.
Yeah, I don't know where this whole idea that he's limited in coverage is coming from. I feel like it's just a way for the national media to kind of attack a Cowboys player, but he's been outstanding, man. Like he has been playing elite. And if you go back to even last year, we were seeing traces of what we're seeing in 2021. Even last year, it was just a horrible defense. But as far as coverage is concerned, you got to think about the first game. He was pretty much lined up on Mike Evans, who was pretty much a no show versus Tampa. Week 2, he was matched up against Keenan Allen. So those are two of the top. And when it comes to NFL wide receivers, and so Trevon Diggs becoming that shutdown corner, which I want to slap that title on him, definitely helps our defense tremendously. Like I know where this whole how do you continue to get lucky for 7 to 8 games getting interceptions? And like if you go back to one game, I forgot versus I think the Panthers, he should have had 3 interceptions that one game, but he's just a ball hawk. And what a lot of people don't understand when it comes to Diggs, he was a converted wide receiver. I mean, everyone's familiar with his brother. You guys, more than most importantly, familiar with his brother who's a wide receiver. So he has the hands of a wide receiver, this kind of knack of a wide receiver, but he's playing corner. So once he kind of gets the ball within range, he's able to make plays. And we're seeing that, this season, man. So, Trevon Diggs is definitely a shutdown corner, and he's playing at the top of the NFL right now.
He's a real deal. He can cover.
Real deal. Absolutely, man.
Him.
Diggs Island, yeah. Well, actually, no, don't stay away from him. Keep attacking him, Kirk Cousins. Like, keep testing him, man. But I feel like this is going to be a game where he is going to be tested because he's going to either have Jefferson or Thielen. So it's going to be interesting to see how that works out. But if Kirk Cousins makes the slightest mistake and that ball's within range, Trevon Diggs will get his hands on it.
Yeah, absolutely. The guy's he's crazy. He's a crazy good year. I wanted him. Like, I can't lie. When he came, even after the Diggs situation, how bad that ended here in Minnesota with the trade, I still wanted Trevon Diggs. So
to think that we walked out with CeeDee Lamb and Trevon Diggs that draft, I still don't understand how the heck it happened. But I'm thankful every day because those two, man, it's been a change when it comes to this Cowboys team. They're going to be the future of our franchise, to be honest with you.
Yeah, that's a slam dunk right there. So going to Minnesota to face the Vikings on Halloween, what worries you the most about the Vikings this year?
Yeah, when you look at the Vikings, I mean, even though you guys are 3-3, you guys have a lot of close games for some great teams. We can go back to versus the Bengals, also the Cardinals, and also the Browns game where I watched film on. Like, you guys were within range of winning, those games. The thing that scares me the most about playing you guys is the fact that you are going to be the most balanced team that we played thus far. And people are saying, Tuck, what are you talking about? You played the Bucs. Well, when you played the Bucs, it was just air attack versus air attack. Tom Brady was slinging it 45, 50 times a game, and so was the Cowboys. But this game, I feel like Kirk Cousins and Dalvin Cook, and what you're also able to do with Madison, you guys can really get the run established. And if you're able to get the run established, it allows Kirk Cousins kind of get in a rhythm to use Jefferson, to use Thielen, to use those weapons, which can keep us off balance. Because, Bill Belichick was the first team that really tested us when it comes to the run game because we dodged some bullets, right? We played the Panthers. Christian McCaffrey was out. We played the Giants. Saquon Barkley gets out. So we really haven't been tested by one of those guys at running back. Well, you guys have one of those guys at running back, and I know Zimmer's going to come out and try to run the ball and, be active when it comes down to your offense. So, I'm worried about the balance to see where our defense really lies. Now, I feel like from an offensive standpoint, our offense should fare well versus your defense. You guys like to rush a lot with your front four. So you're probably going to drop back in coverage and just try to take the routes away from, CeeDee Lamb, also Amari Cooper. There is some rumors that Michael Gallup could be returning as well, so that would definitely work in our favor. But if I had to guess, I think it's going to be a big Ezekiel Elliott, Tony Pollard game. So I think we're going to be very run-heavy versus this Vikings defense. But I think this is going to be a great game on Sunday night, to be honest with you.
Yeah, and that's smart because our run defense has not been what I thought it would be this year with Michael Pierce and Delvin Tomlinson in there. So, been very, very weak against the run. It's gotten a little bit better, but
and then also from that standpoint, we're also getting our offensive line back, knock on wood, for the first time this season because we're going to get Lyle Collins back from his suspension, Zach Martin, Tyron Smith. So we're going to get our offensive line starting for the first time in unison versus you guys. So I expect a very focused run attack.
Perfect. I'm glad to hear that. You're giving me all kinds of good news today.
Yeah. There you go, man.
All right. Again, JTuck from Cowboy Fans Only. I think we got one more, and that's just on Halloween. How do you see this game going down?
Yeah, I think it's going to be a close game. If I had to guess, I have the Cowboys winning 31-28 as of right now. So
yeah, I think you're right. I think this is gonna be back and forth, high scoring game. It could come down to the last play. Vikings fans were used to that. Had happened many times this year. So Greg Joseph is kicking to win the game. You guys should feel pretty confident it's not going to go through.
Well, I mean, our kicker's a little shaky too as well, man. I mean, because that's the reason why we're not 6-0 is because our kicker left 7 points on the board. But, you know, I feel like this game is going to be a back and forth. I feel like our defenses are kind of both limited compared to the offensive standpoint, but it's going to come down to whoever's going to make that big play. And, you know, fortunate for us, it's been Trevon Diggs. When we needed that interception, that quick turnaround, he's been able to come in, whether get that strip fumble from, you know, Randy Gregory or also Micah Parsons. And so it's going to be whoever's going to make that big play. But I expect this game to be a lot closer back and forth battle because we know Kirk Cousins is familiar with the Cowboys and, you know, he'll be able to dictate things and, you know, not make the critical mistakes. But it's going to be a fun game.
It is going to be a fun game. It's going to be, I think it's going to be intense. And yeah, I'm already starting to get a little nervous about it. Heart's already starting to pump.
Yeah. You know, but we'll be trick or treating, man, eating candy, eating Laffy Taffies.
Yeah. But you don't tell me you like the banana Laffy Taffy.
No, I'm a green apple guy. So, yeah, the green ones. Yeah.
Well, you know what? Teach their own, man. Teach their own. All right. JTuck, thanks again for hopping on, for SKOL'ing with us. Again, good luck every week, but this Sunday. You guys got a hell of a team this year. So
thank you. Thanks.
It's you're a good man. It's good to see your team doing well.
Yeah, and continue to beat the Packers, man. We need you guys to do us a favor, man, because I feel like if we're going to get to ultimately where we're going to have to go, we're going to have to go through Green Bay. And so if you guys can just, you know, knock them off a pedestal or so get that home field advantage should be helpful. So
we'll beat Jalen Smith and the Packers twice.
There you go, man. There you go. Cowboys fans like to hear that, man. So
All right. Again, it's JTuck from Cowboy Fans Only. Give him a follow. Check him out. And again, thanks for hopping on.
Yeah, anytime.
Yeah, right, man. And everybody, remember, keep your skull in your hole.